Yes, here we are once again. If you're watching live, that of course means that it's noon Eastern time. It's time for the High Noon Hemp Show. You may be hearing momentarily the sirens that are heralding our arrival. I hear them now, letting everyone know this is the first High Noon Hemp Show of the month. I think they test for some other weather stuff as well, but mainly it's because it's the first High Noon Hemp Show of the month. As you see right there, episode 317. If you can believe that. Of course, we're in many places. If you're on the Facebook, check out the Temptations Beach Facebook page. If you're on YouTube, it's the Jedi Hemp YouTube channel. And if you're on Twitter, make sure you follow Temptations on X at Temptations, or Twitter, if you still call it Twitter, whatever you call it. Go follow and check it out. I'm Jesus. I do various things and tomfooleries on the interwebs that you can check out if you feel like it. He is Beach. He loves hemp, and he is live from the Planet Everywhere studios, of course, in Northside, the new Temptations location inside the Flower Factory. As you can see, Beach, how are things this week in the world of Temptations?
It's true. I am high above the Hemptations and the Flower Factory in Northside for the High Noon Hemp Show.
Indeed.
The alarms are going off. It's high noon. Where else would you want to be in the world but here?
Right.
It's true indeed. And remember, folks, the FDA has not evaluated this show for safety or efficacy. So, thank you for that. By the way, hey, Stoner. Hey,
Yeah.
Stoner. You know what today is?
Oh, Lord. I'll do this again. No, Beach. What day is it?
Hemp Day.
Check this out. I found this for the. I found this picture online.
Yes.
There you go.
Make Hump Day Hemp Day. See that someone has been listening.
That's right. The word is spreading.
Although they probably posted that like 10 years ago.
Probably. I just found it last week.
That's a meme from 10 years ago. That's what we called them 10 years ago.
That's right.
Memes. Meowdies. All right. So let's go ahead and do our pledge. Put our hemp on our hearts. I pledge allegiance to the hemp fields of America and to the soil in which it is planted. One seed under the sun, with responsibility, sustainability, and thrivability for all. All right. Well, we got stuff going on in Ohio still, so I'll go ahead and mention that now. There are 3 different bills. Ohio's trying to be like a small Texas, trying to have as many hemp bills as they can. The whole trying to change what we voted on as far as legalization here went down the tubes, but they're still trying to mess with our hemp. So you got this Senate Bill 86. Again, age restrictions, I'm 100% for. All right. But this also then now imposes a 10% extra tax on intoxicating hemp, and they're going to regulate drinkable intoxicating hemp. But the biggest thing is it's only going to be allowed to be sold in marijuana dispensaries. 100% not legal. This bill gets challenged 100% right out of the gate and gets overturned. They have actually tried to do this before. When they were trying to say CBD was illegal 8 years ago or whenever, they were trying to say that CBD was illegal because of the CBD underneath the medical marijuana umbrella. Okay? Medical marijuana CBD is not the same as industrial hemp CBD when it comes to legality. And so the minute you try to throw these things in dispensaries only is the minute this one gets overturned. I don't agree with the extra taxation, of course, but if that's at the least what they wanted to do with it, everywhere. But once again, they're, they in the article it says instead of allowing them to be sold at CBD stores, so you can't buy your CBD at a CBD store anymore. under this law. Okay, just so you know. Uh, Convenience stores, smoke shops, or gas stations. Again, it's so ridiculous. It's again, this one, it's not going to stand if it goes. I guarantee you, because of the fact that they cannot tell us that we have to sell hemp at a dispensary. Going even further backwards and just proving everything that I have said about the marijuana industry trying to either shut down the hemp industry or take it over. Now the marijuana industry wants to take over the hemp industry. Well, they're not satisfied with their own $1 billion a year industry, millions of dollars in these states. Again, it's so ridiculous. Um, and again, and then you got Ohio Senate Bill 56, which is basically the same thing. It basically puts everything into the hands of the dispensaries. So you have two different bills that are the exact same bill, other than the first bill makes themselves sound a little better because they talk about age requirements and this, that, and all the other. Whereas this bill just says we're just going to hand it over to the dispensaries and be done with it. I mean, that does effectively take care of your 21 and older. I mean, the minute you make it that you can only buy it in a dispensary, I'm pretty sure is when you make it 21 and older. So that's redundant if you actually want to do that. And then you put it in the dispensaries and add a different tax. So now they have to, it's just, again, once again, it is just government overreach where we don't need it. We don't need it. The only thing we need to do, if you are so concerned about how unsafe this is in the state of Ohio, is age restrictions. Just do age restrictions. Let everybody sell it like they have been. Who's been negatively affected by the last 8 years or so of this stuff being sold at gas stations? Where's that list of people? Where's the list of people that have been harmed in any way by these products sold at any one of these places? Where's that list? They don't have one. They just want control. This is more control that they don't deserve to have over products. Just leave it alone. Once again, my challenge to anyone everywhere that wants to change the laws on this stuff is let's prove that it's unsafe. Prove that it's harmful. Prove that it's killing people or harming people in any way. But after 80 years or so of almost 90 years of cannabis prohibition federally, has led us to a place where hemp has been legal for, once again, off the controlled substance list since 2018, legal to grow in the United States 2014, 2013 technically. 2014 was the first year that we grew in the United States. And now after 10 years, once again, 10 years now we've been going with this. Plenty of time to prove some harm. If there is some, plenty of time. 10 years, we should know. If Ohio was going to turn into, or any other state was going to turn into hell in a handbasket, and our health was going to go downhill, and we were going to be unsafe on the roads and all that, that's plenty of time to prove it. And all we've done in the interim is prove just the opposite. That it's all safe to drive a motor vehicle on. It's not unhealthy or harmful. And yeah, I'm just going by what the studies have been showing for the last 10, 15 years since the real legalization movement has happened on that end of things. And so once again, hemp, all these intoxicating hemp products have been on the shelves for years and years and years and years. I've been selling these things. I've been selling Delta 8 for 7 years at least, probably. you know, and it's just more of the same. The marijuana industry wants control. They want to make the money. They want to have control of the money, and the government wants their taxes. And everybody just needs to stay out of it. They're still getting their 7.8% in Hamilton County. So um, and then we got House Bill 160. Now this one is actually apparently still trying to mess with the marijuana laws. So we have to see what that is. But what it's basically trying to do is say that all THC products have to be sold in dispensaries. Once again, full spectrum CBD still has THC in it. So, Hemptation's brand CBD can only be sold in dispensaries, according to that law. But I can still sell Medterra because that's an isolate. No THC in there. So I'd have to be forced to take my products off the shelf that I've been selling for right on 7-8 years now, maybe longer than that, actually. And bring in other people's products that would qualify under this law. They're absurd. All three of these bills in Ohio are absurd.
Yep.
And, all of them are once again going to be challenged if passed. And the governor doesn't veto them. All of them will be challenged right out of the gate because, once again, that trying to move industrial hemp into the dispensaries will not stand. It will not stand. It has not stood in any other state, and it's not going to stand in Ohio. Although I'm wrong. I'm sorry. Somehow it has stood in California, the most liberal state in the world, but because that's also the richest or one of the richest marijuana states in the world. And who hates marijuana? Or I should say, who hates hemp? The marijuana industry.
Yeah.
It's like, and it's all cannabis. It's all the same dang plant.
Yep.
I'm going to open up a serious cannabis on the marijuana industry. Man, anyway. All right, well, if you're in Ohio, call your representatives, call your people. Although I think everybody's taking the day off. I mean, do Ohio people? I mean, the federal shutdown still works, but
I have no idea.
Or
not.
we can only assume that the Ohio people still go to work. They're not. Well, technically I don't know. Are they federal employees? They're state employees. They're state employees. Come on, Beach. Know your government. Yes. No. I mean, you can't. You got to call your state representatives, I suppose, or all those people, and tell them that you don't support any of this. Tell them you support an age restrictions. That's fine, but having to go to the dispensary for these products is the dumbest thing out of all. Every one of them has that, and it's not going to stand up in the long run. So they might as well just go ahead and stop the whole idea because you can't do it. You just can't do it. You just can't legally do it because that's technically putting hemp on the controlled substance list in the state of Ohio, which you can't do because it's not on the controlled substance list federally. And you can't just in Ohio we do not pick and choose what's on our controlled substance list. We mimic the federal controlled substance list. So if something changes on the federal controlled substance list, which is also funny because technically marijuana is on the federal controlled substance list, but yet somehow because we legalized it, it's not on the controlled substance list in Ohio. Uh, well, it is, I guess, if it's not dispensary
Yeah,
marijuana,
it's not the right
which
time.
is also funny because we can grow our own. So there's technically no way for them to say, that hey, I didn't get my marijuana from a dispensary, or I just didn't grow it myself. It's just again funny. I don't. It's just it's actually it's ironic either way. All right, well let's get on with the show here, the High Noon Hemp Show. Let's get on to the product spotlight. 4 from the store, 1 from my door. Sometimes more. And this week, actually, more. Especially with this jacket. So this is a Hemp Hoodlam ladies parka. It's I believe, the long coat. Um, but this is an extra small. And I do have this listed on eBay. And I'm actually getting some interest on it now. So if you're an extra small and you want a winter jacket, and again, great prices, below 50% off. Most of these jackets have been on the rack for a while, so I'm listing them on eBay super cheap. And of course, if you come in here, I will give you that deal, the same deal. You can even go to eBay and pay for it, and then come and pick it up because it is that's part of what you can do. So, how about some Greenfield Paper Company envelopes? It's been a while since I probably showed some paper, but if you need envelopes, these are like the extra big ones, kind of. Then you got a 50 pack. I think there's 50 in there. So I will have to say that sometimes I do have to tape these closed because the glues are very minimal, which I like. But in the same sense, you want it to stay closed to get to wherever it's going.
Yeah.
It defeats the purpose of the glue, minimal amount of glue, if I have to put 2 pieces of tape to keep it closed. We've gone, we're breaking even, if nothing else. It's like having to flush a low flow toilet 4 times. Uh, that's
Well, at least it's hemp.
yeah, but that's right. They're hemp, so
Right.
that's the important part.
Who's gonna get?
Um, and then we have some more hemp cards. I know I've shown these before, and I have some other patterns. Um, but these are just blank cards inside with cool pictures on them. If you're inclined to send a card or give a card, these are great, environmentally friendly as well. And so come check those out. Made by Alicia Shalom, she is one of the leading hemp paper makers in the country. She's been doing it for a long time. So, and then we have some more Wink and Son because I keep finding more Wink and Son products and I love them. These are some yoga bags, or you know, they're almost big enough that they could be used as like par 3 golf bag. Honestly, I think as deep as they are, I mean, and that's that is basically what an old golf bag pretty much looked like. When they were only carrying maybe 3 or 4 clubs back in the day. So yoga bag, golf clubs, arrows. I did have someone who was going to restring their bow with some hemp twine that he got from me, and I told him I had some bags that might work well for arrow bags. These might even be too deep for an arrow bag. You'd have to cap your arrow, that's for sure. um, but anyway, if you need a long bag for anything, They would almost make decent laundry bags because they're pretty good size. So you can probably get a decent amount of dirty laundry in there to take to the laundromat if you needed to. But just like hemp itself, so many different things to do with the hemp. So many different things to do. All right, there you have it. 4 from the store. Now the one from my door. Here's old school. This is one of my old hemp composite rolling trays. This sucker is probably at least 15, 20 years old. I think the most interesting thing about it is, so the picture on the right is the inside, the bottom. You can put your papers and stuff in that top section. And then on the right, there's like a dip down tray. Now, originally, this dip down tray was for breaking up your weed and then having the seeds.
Yeah.
When there were seeds in cannabis, kind of roll down, with your little bits of stem and whatnot. And so I realized that, kids today don't know what seeds in flour looks like. And if they do, it's one of those rare finds where somehow a seed got in there. But anyway, made out of hemp composite. One of my oldest, now that I think about it, probably one of my oldest, if not my oldest, hemp composite thing. Man, now that I'm thinking about that, I think this might be it. Now I'm going to, this very well may be the very first hemp composite product that I owned and that we sold in the store as well. Because we did sell these in the store. I bet they're still being made, and I could probably still find them. And everybody needs rolling trays again. And again, these are great because again, they seal up well, so you can keep your flour in the top part unbroken up if you want, or keep it broken up in the bottom part. So anyway, there you have it. 4 from the store, that one from my door on the product spotlight here on the High Noon Hemp Show.
Indeed.
And now,
which of course brings us to the Beat Square segment, the greatest segment in internet history. Maybe not. That's up to historians to decide. Of course, we talk about the massive amounts of, in this segment, hemp clothing that Beats owns. We've been chronicling this for over 7 years now. And of course, talk about the Guinness World Records, because the Guinness World Records they ignore, of course, all of the hemp records that Beats has set and holds. Apparently, they have an official policy. Their official policy is we don't give a crap about hemp or hemp records. Screw you. And that's fine. We will continue to chronicle these things here. But we also like to check out Guinness World Records and see what they're spending all their time on. See, they make millions of dollars every year. They have many agents and judges, and they send around the world to get all these wonderful records and chronicle them and put them all in a book. And of course, the book is coming out again, and they have very important things going on in the book. None of them hemp related, because again, they don't give a crap. But what they do give a crap about is let's take a look at their Twitter. This guy right here, Mr. Huen, he has record-breaking nails. He has record-breaking fingernails. Vietnamese man has longest fingernails after spending 34 years. This man has spent 34 years of his life growing his nails to over 19 feet. He is one of the stars of the new Guinness World Records 2026 book. That guy's one of the stars because he spent 34 years not cutting his nails and probably not working a job or doing anything else that requires your hands in any way. He just sat there like this and let his nails grow. And I don't know, neglected everyone around him while he was worried about this, I guess, probably.
He's a professional back scratcher.
Right. And what does he get for 34 years of effort? He's in this book.
He's in that book. He gets one little, not even a full page, probably.
Good for you, bro.
Gross is just one way to describe it. That's true.
34 years well spent. Good job.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
No hemp records for me, but good job, buddy.
Now, see if
I
he was
spent 30 years building the largest selection of hemp on the planet. Do I get any credit for that? Hell no.
You should have been growing your nails, apparently.
Hemp no, I should say.
You
I
should
don't
have
get it.
ignored the hemp and just grew your nails. And you'd
Yeah,
be
and put hemp oil on them every day. And then it could have been a hemp record that maybe they couldn't deny it.
maybe. Then we get a hold of this guy and get him interested in hemp. And then the Guinness World Records will care because his nails are 19 feet long. And it makes him, he's a special boy. In any case, that's our long-winded roundabout way of talking about the beachwear segment. I asked Beach a very simple question. As I've said many times before, you can ask Beach this question anywhere, and you will get a full beachwear segment in person. If you see him out on the street, just ask this question, and he will tell you all about it. When you ask, what are you wearing, Beach?
It's true. If you're curious, I wear hemp head to toe every day. Here is what I'm wearing today. What are you wearing, Beach? Let's go. That's a normal grassroots hat up there on top. My Bunbury t-shirt. We used to set up a booth at Bunbury back when Bunbury existed as the musical festival here in Cincinnati. That's a Young Maven printed here at the Planet Everywhere No Sweatshop. My shorts are Island Hemp wear. Love breaking these out on occasion, that's for sure. In my pocket there, as usual, is my Green Springs technology pen, one of my Green Springs technology pen. I have multiples, of course. Underneath it all is a pair of Satori boxer briefs. Those no-show socks, barely you can see them in that picture, are from Oasis. And my shoes are my one and only pair of New Balance, New Balance shoes. Probably, one of my most comfortable because built for support and comfort as well. So there you have it, purple and green. I love it on the scene. If you're curious, what are you wearing, Beach? Now you know.
That's right.
It is true. All right, I think I found yet another Beach triplet commercial. So let's watch this commercial, and we'll be back with the news.
Is this what you picture when I say hemp? Today, we are here at Hemptations to show you that hemp can be so much more. Hemp is not marijuana, but it is one of the most versatile crops known to humans. Professor, is hemp food really packed with protein and omegas? Is the seed oil really great for the skin and hair? Correct, and hemp is the strongest natural fiber on the planet. See what hemp really is all about at Hemptations. Not what you think and much, much more. Having Hemptations?
Nice. Triplets.
The more you know, the less you don't know.
Beach and his brothers.
Beach and my brothers. Okay, well, how about this? I can finally celebrate, possibly, something that the old T-Rump has said. But old T-Rump came out this week and suggested that covering CBD under Medicare would be the most important senior health initiative of the century.
Yeah. He talked about the endocannabinoid system too. The video.
Yeah, I mean,
it was crazy.
What? All I can say is, come on. I mean, good for him. Yes, I'm not sure about the senior health initiative of the century, but maybe. At first I was like, what about that Affordable Health Care Act? It kind of helped a lot. But then, then I thought to myself, but if you're talking seniors, well, seniors are already under the federal Medicaid, Medicare, and all that. And that's what he's talking about. But of course, yes, it should be covered under Medicare, Medicaid, whatever it is. And yes, it would be important. What I think is interesting, basically, in the same, within a day or two, the FDA announced that they're going to start monitoring negative effects of CBD. Okay, they're not going to figure out whether CBD is healthy for us and then finally make it GRAS, generally regarded as safe, or blah, blah, blah. They're just going to start tracking negative effects
Yes.
Okay. So, 47 says covering CBD under Medicare would be the most important senior health initiative of the century. And within days, the FDA remarks basically by saying, well, we're only going to talk about the bad shit. We're only going to take care or monitor the bad stuff. Okay? We're not going to monitor all the good stuff that apparently would happen if people could get this under Medicaid. They got to buy it out of their pocket now, and they are buying it out of their pocket. Again, 10 years ago, my customers, I basically reversed the medium age of, no, not the medium age, the median age of our customers, because all of a sudden they were much older, and it was because of CBD. And it's all of those customers then that now are using that CBD that they want covered in Medicaid, Medicare, whatever it is. And so Medicare is what they were talking about. But yet the FDA is still dragging their feet as to making a decision as to where it should be classified, which is, again, GRAS, generally regarded as safe, approved as a supplement. But again, to be approved as a supplement, we have to prove technically therapeutic benefits. And how there's not enough proof out there that CBD at least has therapeutic benefits. I mean, it's got to be easier to prove that at this point than it was probably the therapeutic benefits of, say, vitamin C, which is a supplement, approved supplement. And now, once again, the FDA continues to drag their feet. When the president's saying this is a serious senior health issue.
Yeah.
But I do want to at least throw this disclaimer out there. He did just advise pregnant women not to take one of the only things that's good for a fever without really any medical proof that that's true. So, I can only guess that the anti-CBD people and the FDA, for that matter, will clearly speak up, as we all did then, and said, well, he's not a doctor. He should not be giving medical advice. Just as I am not a doctor, and I cannot give medical advice. Well, we'll see where that goes. I think that's this could be a great turning moment in CBD, or the marijuana industry is going to figure out how they can just take it all over before they've even legalized marijuana federally. We'll see how it plays out, folks. I laugh only because crying on the show would not be cool.
It's depressing.
It's very depressing. And I don't cry anyway. I mean, I do cry. Of course I cry. I have emotions. But I don't cry over stupidity. I laugh at stupidity. So apparently this hemp THC ban is still in the spending bill. I thought it got taken out the minute that Rand Paul came out and some other people came out and said, there's no way that I'm signing this spending bill if you leave this in. But apparently it is still in there. And it is causing a serious stir amongst the conservatives. And they're actually now saying, the conservatives, the Republicans, are saying that it actually violates the whole rules to a spending bill to begin with. So again, I thought they tossed it out. Apparently, they're still fighting over it, and we'll see what the end result is with that, I suppose. But I think if they leave it in, I think they're going to delay. Now, of course, does it matter today? No, mattered yesterday because our federal government was open. Doesn't matter today because as of last night, if you don't know, the federal government is not open. They are not working. All right. And of course, and again, this really, and I don't like politics, but this means something, okay, to the hemp industry, to the CBD, to healthcare. All right. The reason that the government has shut down is because all the Democrats wanted was to expend healthcare benefits. People were going to lose healthcare benefits at the end. People are going to lose healthcare benefits. Healthcare benefits at the end of this year because the Republicans, the conservatives, do not care about your health all in all. They care about money more than your health. And they're proving this. There's no, I mean, again, I am not a Republican. I am not a Democrat. I'm not a libertarian. I don't call myself anything. All right. I'm just a citizen or a human in this country, on this planet, who knows when other citizens in this country or on this planet are in fact not being taken care of the way they should be. Health should be one of the largest priorities of any government. The health of their people. I throw education up there. I throw safety up there. And so anyway. All right. There's my rant. Went a little off track there. I'm sorry. But this one gets me again. We're talking about people's health. Again, I don't understand. I just cannot understand. They call uh, unified healthcare socialism. Like, well, call it whatever you want. Socialism, society is the key word in socialism. The things that they do are best for their society. Every American deserves free health care for the amount of taxes that they pay. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. They spend the money on the dumbest stuff, and then they don't give us health care. And then they act like we're like literally from another country for thinking that we should have health care. Ay, 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 ay. All right. So Arkansas is in full seizing of products. I think that's more Delta 8 and whatever, but they're definitely running around Arkansas. If you're selling that stuff in Arkansas, whatever it is that they don't like, you better hide it because they're coming for it. But what I find interesting about the most interesting thing about this, again, is not the law enforcement that's doing this. It's what they call the DFA, which is the Division of Finance and Administration. It's like a picture of a bunch of employees with glasses and pencils behind their ear, like, can I see that Delta 8 there product there? I don't think that's legal. I'm gonna have to take that. I mean, are they even armed? Do you carry guns if you're with the Division of Finance and Administration? I mean, I'm sure you do.
Scary.
Field agents for the IRS still carry guns, so I'm sure that the Division of Finance and Administration probably carries guns too. They probably have a badge. That's a new twist on things. And only if you're in Montana, the Department of Agriculture is requesting proposals to fund projects designed to advance the state's hemp industry. So, again, if you're in Montana and you have an idea for a hemp project, it could be anything. Like figure out how to grow hemp and make um, roadside construction fences out of it, which is something that I reported on recently. Projects for phytoremediation, growing hemp for phytoremediation. Get yourself some money to clean up some toxic Montana soil. I hope there's not really a whole lot of toxic Montana soil, but they also are probably one of those states that accepted toxic chemicals and store them in somewhere. I don't know. I don't know if they've leached into the ground wherever that is. I'm making all this up. It's hypothetical. But if you're in Montana, come up with some really cool hemp project, for whatever purpose and get some money for it, and then, use hemp to do something. I think it's great. And I don't know how much hemp they're growing in Montana, but, they can come up. You can come up with as many hemp projects. You can start a hemp paper company, battery company. I mean, all these places that, I don't know how much funding's really out there. But, if you want to, Montana can use a hemp processing plant. I'm sure of it. And maybe you don't get the whole thing funded, but if you got a little bit of money and they can add a little bit more money, maybe you get the whole thing up and running. And that can be true with anything. Hemp material, sewing material shop, making materials. I don't know, whatever it is. The website is agr.mt.com. agr.mt.com. It's pretty easy. Just go. I'm sure you just go to the Montana website and go to the Department of Agriculture, and hopefully there's more information somewhere to be found. I like it. How about old Eddie Bauer? This Eddie Bauer shirt. Again, anybody who loves flannel, it's flannel season almost. It's definitely getting cool at night here. This is basically your traditional flannel shirt, but it is a third off. No, it's 2/3 off. So it's from $100 to 30. Great time to buy this. The only issue I have, here's what's great. It's 23% hemp. All right. But it's also like 30% cotton and 40% polyester. So now we've got, I can't technically call it a hemp shirt, but it does have 23% hemp. So you're supporting that. But it has 40-something percent polyester, which is causing the nanoplastic problem that we have on our planet, in our bodies. Oh, Eddie Bauer,
Oh, Eddie.
Oh, Eddie. It's a great idea. Just make 100% hemp flannel shirt. It honestly cannot be that hard. All right, so here we go. We need someone making 100% hemp flannel. And then sell it to everyone that makes flannel stuff. It should be pretty easy because flannel's pretty thick. And so I think the thicker the material, the easier that it would be to be made out of hemp. Again, we can weave it as smooth as silk. And so I feel like there's zero reason why we can't make a hemp flannel. Or at least maybe make a hemp flannel where it's more hemp and just cotton, which is also bad if it's not organic cotton, but it's much better than polyester. Honestly. But all those things, except for maybe the cotton, that polyester in that hemp's going to last forever. So at least you can, I don't want you to wash it or dry it, because that's where the nanoplastics get into the air and get into the water, and then get into everything else. But anyway, we do have to take the bad with the good as this transition from hemp to the world happens. Check out this cute little bag. This is the description of this bag goes as following: small, fresh cotton and hemp straddle bag, literary and antique style, retro hand woven. I think everyone, if you've watched the show a little bit, know how much I love the descriptions or names of some of the things that I come across. This is a good one, but I don't know. I mean, if it's not fresh organic cotton, what does fresh cotton and hemp even mean?
Right off the plant.
I read every word, folks. I'm sorry. And I'm very much grammatically correct as much as I can be. So get your small, fresh cotton and hemp here. Anyway. So here's some interesting. Again, it's kind of funny how I talk about this, the leaf of the plant. I have mentioned how many times the leaf of the plant does not get its true recognition, or it doesn't get used as much as it can. So here's a nice little, here's some information, I suppose, which is kind of interesting on the leaf market. And so these people are using, these products in the leaf market. Protein, you can see the protein, which makes sense. Why wouldn't you take the leaf and the seed and maybe grind it all up to add protein powder? Here's what I really want, and this is what we don't have. We don't have that nutritional values of the leaf. We have the nutritional value of the seed. All right? But we don't have the nutritional value of the leaf, which is something I would love to know about. Does it have the typical nutrients that we find in green leafy matter? Does it actually have the protein and all of that in the leaf that we find in the seed? That one, I think I would be a little bit harder. But I do think that we might find, and we're definitely finding phytoalkaloids, because I just reported on that study of finding brand new, like 17 unidentified phytoalkaloids in cannabis leaf. So, I really want to know that nutritional breakdown. And then I also would like to know that, other stuff breakdown. What are the are there terpenes in the leaf? Are there, what are these flavoalkaloids, and how do they benefit us or harm us, if they do harm, which we know they don't. I've eaten a hemp leaf salad, and I did not die or have ill effects from it. And it's just like any green leaf magic. It doesn't taste great on its own, just like most green leaf. And the darker the green, this is the other thing about how we should be looking into the nutritional value of the leaf, because the greener the leaf, the more nutritional value that it has to the human. And that's all when it comes to lettuce, spinach, arugula, all those leafy greens that we eat. Lettuce, like iceberg lettuce, is basically worthless to the human. Um, but again, the lighter the green, the less the nutritional value, from my understanding. And so, the fact that there is now becoming a leaf industry is great to know. Um, there's plenty of people on this. Plenty of I'm gonna check out some of these businesses later and see exactly what it is that they are doing with the leaf and how are they doing it. The protein powder makes total sense, and so that is the leading leaf seller. And again, I don't even know what else anybody else is doing with the leaf. So what's the other 35%? I don't know. Are they making hemp salads? Are they? I don't know. Can it be used to be chopped up and used as fertilizer for the next crop? We do know that that microbiome is very important to cannabis. Different hemp plants have been proven to have different microbiomes, and when they have the proper microbiome, they produce larger amounts of biomass, seed and or fiber. This was a study done that I have reported on here on the High Noon Hemp Show. Um, and so, does that leaf alone put that microbiome nutrients that the cannabis plant wants back into the soil, and makes it better, stronger, longer, taller, bigger the next year? Seems like it makes sense to me. And I do like their little chart, which I'm half content to believe that they just made it up because it just seems so uniform. But again, it's really just predicting. So it's showing the industry, um, and that this is supposedly what these people do. So hopefully they got their numbers somewhat right. And then but the predictions are, and I think that there's not going to be a decline in any money made from the cannabis plant moving forward. We're only going to be making more money every day. That's the beauty of it. And we're not even close to having all of the products on the shelves and in our bellies that we should. There's just like any market, and again, it goes back to the famous movie from the quote from the movie, plastics. I got one word, plastics. I have one word, hemp. One word, hemp. Because guess what? That word includes plastics. And it includes food, and it includes housing, and it includes clothing, and it can include fuel. I mean, how are, the investments need to be made more and more now, and we need to get this ball rolling. Because it's really, the ball is finally rolling down the old mountain, but it's still going pretty slow.
Yeah.
And we are nowhere close to being back on the bottom of the mountain and growing the hemp that we need in this country or the world, for that matter. And a lot of other countries are way ahead of us, and we got to play catch up. And we need to be playing catch up a little bit quicker. So the article was called, "What if a building could self-heal like a coral reef? How cities around the world are being slowly turned into new wildernesses." And I quote, "Take regenerative materials such as hempcrete. It's made from hemp, lime, and water. It's breathable, insulating, and incredibly good at storing carbon. Twice as effective at sequestering CO2 as a forest, according to estimates. Plus, it grows like the clappers. So this is in Europe. I don't know what I'm not going to try to fake a British accent because I'll probably really offend someone. But I want to know what growing like the clappers mean. Anybody over in the UK? Anybody here know what that slang even means? Growing like the clappers? I'm gonna start using it more in the United States and confusing the hell out of people. But I will do a little.
Well,
I'll do a little etymology study and find out what growing like the clappers means. But and again, something they left out. Don't forget that antimicrobial, antibacterial part of hempcrete, which makes it a very clean environment to breathe your air in. Just so you know. And on the same note, let us not forget about the fact that it is basically flame retardant. And here's a house being built in the BC, British Columbia. Okay, and one of the main reasons that they're using hempcrete in this house is because in the article they say it has at least a 2-hour non-burn time. All right, and of course a wildfire comes through. A wildfire is literally minutes when they come blazing through. So, fact of the matter is this, no matter what wildfire comes through, this house will still be standing for the most part. And they probably don't develop or put anything really close to. You leave, space between the woods and the house themselves. But either way, the worst would be the destruction of, if those are wood beams and stuff, that would be gone. But easily rebuildable. The structure of the house should still be standing. And of course, which leads me to, the original YouTube video that's been on YouTube now. I don't know. I'm going to guess 15 years of a flame hitting a hempcrete wall, and I think he finally turned the camera off after 7 hours. And once again, there was discoloration, but zero destruction. Zero destruction. Zero fire. It might have made the crete on the outside a little brittle and broken off, but again, I'm talking about tiny. Okay.
There you go.
There we go. Thank you very much. I love it.
Now you know.
I love it. Now I know what the clappers are. Next time I ring a bell.
That's right.
And when I tell someone, hey, grows like the clappers.
What does that mean?
Now I know. I love it. Thank you very much. Thank you for watching. Thank you for educating me.
Indeed.
All right. Here's another pick of using hemp oil on wood. And I have shown this before, and I'm sure I'll show it again. There's a lot of DIY projects out there, wood projects that talk about using hemp oil to really bring the finish and shine out in wood. And so here's even more proof. Here's a half and half. You can see where they've already used the hemp oil. How much of a difference that makes. Again, it's baffling to me. It's baffling to me. This is yet another product, and I haven't gone. Next time I'm in the hardware store, I'll go look at the wood finish and see what it's made of. And again, I think most wood finishes and stains They should be made out of. They should have a water base. I'm not saying that they all do or they do. I'm sure there are very chemically based ones out there. I don't know why. We know about Hemp Shield, which is hemp stain in multiple colors, hemp wood stain in multiple colors. Check them out if you actually want to stain with hemp. But just using the hemp oil can really, once again, really bring out the original wood. Either way, and again, why these products aren't on the shelves in every single hardware store, woodworking shop, everywhere is beyond me. It really just amazes me. And again, uh, it doesn't. It doesn't. I say that with because I know why they don't. Because of all those companies that don't want them to be there. I mean, I truly believe that you could go to the grocery store, buy your bottle of hemp oil, okay, and then go and add it to make salad dressing, take a spoonful a day for your health benefits, and take that same hemp oil and stain some hemp or some wood with it if you need to. I know for a fact you can take that hemp oil and pour it into a um, oil burning lamp, and it will burn. And I know, to say you can digest something and put it in an oil burning lamp and have it burn in the same breath seems not like great advice. But it works just as well for fire as it does for the nutrients that are inside it for your body. That is the truth of it. That is the truth of it. If I use a fire starter of any type, and I don't, I'm an old school fire builder. If it doesn't light from what I have to build it from, then I don't deserve to have the heat. It's just that's my small farm upbringing mentality. Probably the indigenous person in me as well, maybe. Um, but pouring a little hemp oil on the wood, boom, right up. We even have fire starters made out of hemp hurd from Kentucky Hemp Works. I don't know if I still haven't. I don't think I've gotten those out yet from unpacking into the new location. But we have sold those in the past. So, all right. I'm going to leave you with this. This is something for the FDA to consider as well. But a pain medicine physician. There's an article. Pain medicine physician reveals 7 natural relief options to manage chronic pain. All right. Um, you know, all the other physicians are going to call this guy a turncoat because they don't love to give natural advice. They hate that. Actually, doesn't buy into their whole pharmaceutical system. But of course, CBD is on the list. Of course, it is. I mean, any true physician that's going to give you natural pain relief advice has to include CBD. It could almost as much as say turmeric was on there and some other things. It could hemp oil itself, seed oil, because we are finding more and more that the seed oil, the nutritional value, also can provide therapeutic value. And so we're finding more and more about that alone. On top of it, and again, something you don't hear a whole lot about. On top of how the nutrient value of hemp seed oil is, but the therapeutic value because it's so highly nutritional. So it's good advice, and it makes sense. And everyone should be looking for homeostasis via natural means. And what that means is the body is in balance and as healthy as it can be, and you're not using a bunch of stuff that our body doesn't even know how to digest to make it work sometimes. And so there you have it. All right. So Hemp Maze, Minnesota, I believe is still going on. I should probably verify that. Haven't checked recently. But if you're over in the Minnesota area, and you might be for this weekend, because this weekend is the Hemp Building Symposium with the Lower Sioux Indian Community in Minnesota. And so if you're over there, you can attend this and go find the Hemp Maze. And if you're a disc golfer, you can go play a 15-hole hemp disc course. And I'm gonna say this now. I'm gonna do everything I can if they do this next year again, and I sure hope they do with the disc course. I am going to go and throw my hemp discs through this course, and then I'm going to call the Guinness Book of World Records and say, the first person to, I don't know if that'll be true or not, because maybe someone who played that course this year with hemp discs. But anyway,
They will tell you they don't care.
I'm going to set the record. I'm going to set the score, because no matter what my score is, it's going to be the lowest score set on a hemp disc course using hemp discs. It'll also be the highest score, but I don't want to. I'm not here to talk about that.
Right.
I'll give a set of discs to my son, and he, if we go, can set the lowest score because he's a really good a really good disc golfer, and then I will set the score for the highest score.
It's nice.
That will not get recognized.
Yeah, they don't care
by the Guinness Book of World Record.
Doesn't matter what you do.
But will get recognized in Beach's Book of Hemp Records. I haven't decided a name yet, but I don't know. That one actually sounds kind of fun. Beach's Book of Hemp Records. All right. Next Tuesday is the medical marijuana meetup. I'm actually doing my class tomorrow. No. Yeah, tomorrow. Thursday. Tomorrow's Thursday? Yeah. I'm doing my hemp class for the marijuana class at the University of Cincinnati. So that always goes well. I love that. I really do love that. And then, yes, next Tuesday at the Mad Tree will be the medical marijuana meetup, as we do every month from 8 to 11. Again, this is something that, I'm the one of the hemp representatives at these meetings, and I 9 times out of 10 I learn something about hemp, and I educate about hemp, and they're just kind of fun. It is, everybody there loves cannabis, and so you can't go wrong in a group of those people. I believe that wholeheartedly. So. All right, folks. That's what I got. Don't have any questions to answer, and my thoughts were clearly illustrated throughout the show, as they normally are. So, remember, everybody, reduce, reuse, recycle, make everything else out of hemp. Having temptations.
See y'all next week.